Da 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 da. Here we are. This is not even the right scene. Hey, there we go. We got her all figured out. We got everything ready to go. Chickens in chat if you want them. If you're nasty. Welcome everyone to session 3 of this D&D campaign. Go away, chicken. Ooh. Where did that sound go? It's supposed to be above my face. Oh well, it's fine. Anyways, we have a D&D party here, and we have Fjorn and Oris and Tessa hanging out in a goblin burrow. And I just want to do a quick clarification because we were talking about it a bit at the end of the last one. I didn't really explain it, but the only way this whole thing will work is if the burrow is kind of constructed in a certain way. So when you guys, I like that we can all see that ping when I ping. So when you guys came down this path, that has to be the vertical descent. And then the rest of it will be perfectly flat, and that will make sense probably pretty quickly in why it's a flat leveled. It like levels off and doesn't continue to descend down as you go down. It has to descend at some point, otherwise the whole thing would be a giant mound and you'd see it from miles away. But there's an entrance, and you went down, I don't know, 30-40 feet of a decline, and then it leveled off once you got into the main section. I just wanted to make that clear because we were discussing fire and how it would work, but this isn't because of that suggestion. This was just, I realized if I don't explain this, some later parts of the dungeon might not make a whole lot of logical sense. So, all right, why don't you two guys just say hi real quick, Oris and Fjorn?
Hello.
That was Oris. Fjorn, I'm not sure what's up.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you. Sorry. Maybe you said hi at the same time. That's fine. Welcome, both of you. We have our barbarian and our monk and our roguish person you know a little bit about. I guess we're going to kind of force this. I think I couldn't really come up with a good way to integrate a new character to the party, but there will be a new character being added. Spoilers. So let's just say that the three of you are standing out here. We're in this little cleared out goblin barracks area, sleeping area, where you've slain all the there are goblin bodies strewn about, but you took their ears and they disappeared afterwards. They dissolved into we don't notice them anymore. But Tessa's gonna suggest that we step outside for a second. I can't really explain why she's aware of our third party member. But the three of you travel back outside the burrow for a second, and in the woods, in the trees, you meet our additional character. I'll just drag his token in so that everyone can see him. His name is... I'm going to say this wrong at least a couple of times because of the spelling. Give me 1 second to get his name.
Why don't we let him say?
Sure. Introduce yourself if you'd like.
Zazimos Hornswallower.
Zazimos?
Zazimus?
Zazimos Hornswallower.
Zazimos.
Excellent. So,
what are you doing here?
I heard that there was I heard that you were going off to kill some goblins, and rest and maybe do some adventuring, and I just thought I, I and I thought you might need some.
Okay.
Sure.
And I thought you might need some extra help.
I'll just fill in here just a little bit of backstory to just kind of smooth things out. That you mentioned that Corbin sent you, and that would be the squad leader of the group that they met in the previous 2 sessions. Corbin has been commanding these adventurers that, when conscripted to the military, were allowed to maintain their natural fighting abilities because they had them going in. So instead of being trained and armed, they're allowed to just be themselves. And so he has these misfits under his command. And so you just kind of mentioned Corbin's name, and they're like, everyone kind of accepts you immediately.
Corbin's under Corbin, and I saw that you were going off to kill some goblins. And I thought they're going to need some help because they all have a spellcaster with them. And I'm here to save the day.
Well,
I guess.
your help will be appreciated. Thank you. I've already taken a number of wounds. Turns out I'm much more clumsy than I thought.
Need healing now, or can it wait?
At the moment, I should be okay, but I expect there will be more challenges ahead. Out of character, including my power probably going out because my lights are flickering like mad right now, so this is a little scary.
Yes, just a heads up to stream. Mine and Shulking's area are under a tornado warning at the moment. I actually just received another one on my phone, so we'll be keeping an eye on things, but there's potential for a power outage or a very full stream where my whole family is huddled up because I happen to be in the basement. So okay, so everyone is back. Everyone is, you went outside, you collected your extra character, and you came back in. And just to recap for everybody what was going on, so there was a mission or a notice put on the notice board to clear out this goblin burrow. Our adventurers, our characters, our heroes have entered in to slay them along with one NPC to deal with the goblin threat. They cleared out one section of the burrow and are considering their options moving forward. They've seen that the next area has a couple of goblins in it, and they asked our NPC Tessa if she had anything to do, and she mentioned she had some flaming liquid for potentially some kind of trap, but did not know the long-term effects that might rot upon the group. And I think that's where we left off, and the group is deciding what they would like to do.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
back
just
into
gonna
the-
follow for you. I'm just gonna follow for now because that's what I'm for.
I think we have 2 options. We can proceed back to the room where we know there's a threat, or we can reverse and explore the other direction from the entrance. Either one is fine to me. I could go for some more combat. I say as I'm looking at Fjorn with a wink.
All right, I say we just go on ahead. What we know is ahead of us anyway.
Okay,
Very well.
let's go ahead. May I go a little bit ahead first? I have something I want to try out.
Be careful. There are at least some goblins, a few, in the next area.
Okay, should be fun. I'm going to just sneak around. Just a couple of turns. So,
The black is nothing. It's looks like a wall there.
Spot here's wall.
Yes.
What should do?
This is wall. This
Oh.
all the stone is wall. The black is just nothing beyond the wall. Probably.
It's really blurry for whatever reason. It's probably just stretched out. But yeah.
Okay. Give me
Yeah.
a moment to double check something. Right. I'm going to cast illusion. Wait, no, one is a they're both actions. I'm going to start with both actions. So I'm going to start with silent image of let's cast silent image of a manticore or a something very big and scary right about here, and then wait, and then cast minor illusion of the sound it makes, like a manticore or a bugbear right about here.
You can hold click down, I think, to ping.
Yeah, like right about here, I'm going to cast silent image and then wait and cast minor illusion of its sound.
Okay,
Of
so
the sound of like a
so the idea here is to scare the goblins, I'm guessing.
yes. So just like right here, you're going to see some terrifying manticore, bugbear, or something like that. To you, really, what it is, and the sound it makes.
Okay, excellent.
So that when we come through, they're already terrified.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna do that to scare them, and then you're gonna power through.
Right.
Okay. I guess I don't need to know what your plan is after the thing. I'm just gonna decide what happens.
Right. Hopefully,
when they become aware of the noise. So sorry.
Right,
Did you go with bugbear or manticore?
I think that manticore sounds better.
Okay.
Put a manticore here, and it's gonna sound manticore sounds because I don't know. That sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so it's just making like growls and other
Roars and
terrible manticore sounds. Well, let me do some rolls, but I'm gonna guess that these guys immediately notice what's going on here. Okay, so it's only about 30, 40 feet from where you pinged and where this group of three is. So, yeah, the second they become aware of a manticore, they first notice it, and then on top, well, I guess they don't see it until the sound triggers them, because these guys, our party members had crept up to maybe around here-ish, and they were busy just like, just doing their thing, not really expecting to have adventurers come in at any time. So, sorry, let me.
You still?
I gotta.
You still have a roof upstairs?
Yeah, give me 1 second. It sounds like there's something going on. So, you guys can just discuss if you want by yourself. I will be. Sorry about this. I'll be one short moment.
the idea is move up and rush the goblins while they're terrified.
Yeah, get them flat-footed
Obviously.
or whatever.
Yeah, like if there's a manticore. Oh crap! The adventurers have a manticore assisting them. Right?
Chaos works. Good distraction.
This is why bards are awesome. Is
If you want to throw Caesar down,
House is the bard's best friend.
Doesn't help with stealth tactics, I guess, but
Oh.
we weren't gonna do full stealth with Fjorn anyways. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
That's
you
not a
guys
good sound.
Come down. It's cool. Where is he? Are you watching this?
Yeah, that don't sound good.
That really doesn't sound good, no. I need to go look outside. I got all my blinds shut. I've been hearing through my headphones, so that's it's probably bad here too.
It's so stormy out there.
This is our only flashlight if you lose
Okay, well.
our battery power.
Question: which have paths picked out for your characters?
Hey, the storm. The storm is quite vicious.
Grab some clips. You have anything clipped?
The rain is coming down, the wind. We're just gonna hang out downstairs. My apologies to anyone watching the stream right now. Someone in real life is casting a terrible storm. Thank you, Ezekiel, for your concern. Yeah, it's not like any structural damage to the house has happened. Oh, the lights flickered. But yeah, it just came out of nowhere. There's rain, wind. We brought everyone to the basement, and I think things will be okay.
Daddy, you know what the wind, it's stormy out now.
It is storming out now. Yeah.
I like your picture, Dad.
Thank you. Okay. So we can keep going. We will.
I think we found a voice actor for Tessa.
Hey, Daddy. Okay, so I'll do my best to not let that distract us entirely. But yes, these goblins, they didn't see it at first because it is dark. Keep in mind that you guys really can't even see that far. So now that you're backed up, you don't particularly know what's happening with these goblins. You can hear some noises coming from down the hallway, but your vision only sees about 20-ish feet, and then the darkness overcomes you. So you're just trusting that, pardon me, I always forget the name. Zosimus has done what he has claimed to have done, and that you've scared these goblins. So they are not immediately running towards you. That you know. It's up to you guys. Excuse me, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I think we move in and start combat.
Sure.
Unless Fjorn has another idea.
No,
Of course.
I'm all for combat.
Yeah, I figured.
I think that's Fjorn's only idea. You guys
Let's
will
do it.
have to more or less move through the illusion, though, because a Manticore is a larger creature. You could go around it, I guess. It's going to look weird either way as you approach from behind or through this Manticore. So, as you guys approach, yeah, you guys can keep creeping forward. That's cool. She'll come with as well. These goblins have kind of scattered, at least. They're not in your immediate vision. And you hear goblins, freaking out and scurrying about. So, now that you are past the Manticore, though, they're gonna kind of... Okay. You don't know what's there. I'm going to show you. You guys kind of set up where you want to go, and then I'll reveal some more of the room, and then we'll probably be rolling initiative. So is this where everybody wants to start? You can basically anywhere where there's light, you can place yourself, and then I'll reveal.
I'm gonna go here because I'm kind of squishy.
Yeah,
That's fair
you
to me.
should stay at the back at this point.
I mean, if you've got range.
Yeah, I'm
I have
good
some
where
range. I have a couple of decent range spells. Cantrips. Some decent range cantrips.
What is this? Reveal.
I am. Ideally, I can get to anyone who's in trouble and defend them, but I guess with my movement speed, it should be fine, even with Fjorn over
You
there.
should just run. You should just run away. I mean,
You there, kid?
just leave everyone to... Is it still bad?
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of hoping that the storm would just like happen in like a second and then it would be done with. But
It looks like it
it's-
calmed down a bit in my place, so I mean, it's far away, but it was bad there, like 10 minutes before yours. So
Hey, Dad.
Hello.
What is this?
This is a tie.
Yeah, that's for you.
Okay, so
You mean you don't wear that tie all the time, just in general around the house?
yeah, I'm always wearing it all the time. That's of course. Okay. No, can you go? Can you go? Okay. I'm gonna reveal some more of the area here. And the goblins you can see, let me just select this one, turn them around, are now very riled and ready to come at you. So the ones that have a sword in their image are again armed, whereas the ones that are, I guess I'll ping them so things make sense. These two here, for example, will represent the goblins that have no arms. They have physical arms. They don't have any weapons or armor on.
Stubbies.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got finger guns. I'd be afraid of them.
Yeah. So we've got, at least three, and then the darkness continues outwards. So there may be more of these guys. You aren't sure. And I'm going to roll, if you guys don't mind rolling initiative, I'm going to roll for Tessa and the...
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That's a low bar. Considering my initiative is +3.
And for everyone watching the stream, the rolls do come up in that nice little
Wow.
box for you guys now. Oh, speedy.
Wow, you got some fancy setups there, Zosimus.
Ooh. What? Oh, why is it 0.14? That I'm not sure. I'm gonna assume that was a roll at +3, giving you a 10. Is that just for fun?
Yep.
We're like plus pi.
Kind of, yeah. I have, in case there's someone else with +3, that's the tiebreaker. I don't understand it either. I have weird stats. I am super weak though. Like, I'm trying to bench press and I can't lift the bar.
Okay, so the initiative order will be Oris up front. Then it will be Zosimus. And then even though the rolls for everybody else were horrible, I think they still beat that one. Let me just do... it'll be Tessa, then the goblins, then Emberk. Or Fjorn, I should say. So up front, number 1 is Oris, and you do have 40 feet of movement, so you could definitely get in there. You're also the only one holding a light source. So everybody who is more than 20-something feet away from Oris will be
Versus
fighting.
which one? On Oris?
He's the bald monk.
Okay.
I
I'm good.
was actually going to throw the...
I made an error and didn't pick a light spell.
But you could light a torch as well.
Interesting.
I'm assuming you started with torches, so depending on your
Yeah, but
situation.
I feel like it. I have better ideas at the moment.
Okay. You are short one level 1 spell slot too, right? For the
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
I thought there was a way to do like an arrow, a distance arrow or something in Roll20.
I'm not sure. What is it you're trying to do?
To figure out distance. I've seen where players draw arrows.
Well,
They
each
just like
square
drag
is-
the mouse and it draws arrows.
Oh. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
but
with
like
Pro.
angled. Yeah, it might be. That's fine. I was actually going to just move up a bit and throw the torch ahead in the room.
Oh, sure. We can do
And
that.
that's it. I assume that's my full action, right?
Yeah, throwing a torch will definitely will use your action up. Let me just see if I can find an image to represent our torch.
Also, I don't know how far I can throw it, but I figured like out into the middle.
30-ish feet, I would say.
Roughly.
Most thrown things. I know your darts are 20 and 40, so I would say you can do 30. If you wanted to go more than 30, you can try it, and we'll roll to see if it works.
So 30, but how does that work with angles? It's the same.
You just count each square as 5. So you're looking like that's probably
That's 30.
40.
Yeah.
One, two, well, 1, 2, 3,
1,
4.
2. That's 6.
How about you roll an athletics for me, anyways, or
It's a good spot.
I feel like athletics is what we. Okay, fine.
30.
I'll give it to you. That's fine. I'm gonna
Yeah.
assume that- I don't know.
How'd you do the arrow with the
Here we go. Here's
with the
torch.
distance? See?
And the
Oh, that's
I was trying to draw those, and it's I don't know.
okay on the
You-
three on the on the gray on the top left corner is a pointy a paintbrush, a magnifying glass, and a ruler, and a 20 and a question mark. Do you see them?
Yep.
Hover over the ruler. Want it to say "snap to center" and "show to others." Or hide from others, depending on what you want to do. If you want to do something
there we
secret,
go. Yeah, okay.
secretive.
Thanks. That's what I was looking for. I figured it was here somewhere. So.
awesome. We're discovering
Sure.
things.
These
as we
both say
go.
30 feet.
And that's fine. So the light is shining 20, and then a ring of 40 of dim light around that. So that's gonna give you guys a pretty good, yeah. I might even show you guys a little more of the room because of that.
Okay.
because-
Hold on.
yeah, I think you guys can sort of. Ooh, some purple circles.
I'm trying to make a.
I'm just gonna do one more square all around.
You can give it the auras probably.
This is fine. I'm not too concerned that it needs to be perfect. We saw another body in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe you would see a little further. You want to see a little further? I mean, seeing further is great and all, but it's just gonna make you sad. Here you go. That's good.
Well, it will help me decide what I want to do with my bonus action.
So as you see more of this room light up, the torch flinging through the air, spin, 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 landing in the midst of some goblin beds. This looks like a much larger version of the room you had just encountered. There's definitely living quarters, beds strewn around, but you guys are close enough that you can see that it's not visible here, but there's something going on in the center. So let me just describe the previous room was kind of softer dirt, but you come into this room and it feels harder, more constructed. You're starting to wonder, like, is this just a dugout bit of earth or not? And specifically in the center here, about a 20, let's just say like maybe a 20-foot square-ish, water is coming down from the ceiling straight down into the earth, and then and it's not pooling, so you can't really see what's going on there yet because it is dark, and you can just hear the sound of rushing water. And there's essentially it must be a river or stream or something above that is leaking down, creating this almost waterfall effect in the center of the room. And I believe you can use the rest of your movement if you'd like, or anything else you'd like to do for your turn. Just your main action is used. Right?
Yeah, I would have a bonus action and movement, I guess. And I think I moved like 10 feet here, so.
Yeah, you still got plenty to do if you want it.
Wouldn't let me select my token there. I'm just going to move another 5 feet, and that's it.
All right, sounds good. Pardon me. Zosimus, you are up.
All right. First things first. I'm not. I don't. Let me check my range. The distance. 30, 50, 65, 60. All right. I don't. All right. I forgot. to cast Vicious Mockery on this guy right here, which is 60, which is my
Sure.
actually he's no, he's double check my he's too far. This guy right here, because he's 60 feet.
Sure.
All right, and hit him, and I'm going to give a bardic inspiration. To who needs? Oh, Monk doesn't need it. He's got his own fun stuff. I'm gonna give it to who's this? Him.
I'm sorry?
Give it to
Fjorn? Okay, so you're giving him a die of inspiration. I believe that's a D4 when he wants it?
oh, it's a D6.
D6. Oh, okay.
He can use to add to a ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. This is added after the roll, but before he finds out what it outcome.
Okay. Sounds good. So, the Vicious Mockery. I need to beat a 13.
Let me double check. Yes.
Yeah, he fails miserably. Your comments, your vicious mocking is definitely hurting him. You can go ahead and roll the damage for that.
I already did. It's see the right here.
Oh, sorry, that's all included? Okay. I thought it was just telling me oh, you're right. The roll is all added and everything. Wow. This speeds
I'm
things
using
up
the
quite a bit.
I've got the I'm going to say
Oh, excellent. Okay, so he was ill prepared for combat today. He just woke up from a nap, and he's not even armed. He's just like just a general goblin, just sitting there, and all of a sudden his brain is just ruptured with mocking. We'll say there's laughter and insults and stuff that he does not care for, and he takes those 4 points of damage, and he is hurting, but he has not given up the fight. Is that everything? Or are you moving as well?
everything. I don't need to move.
Okay,
Yes.
excellent. So we got Tessa and we got then the goblins, which are probably just going to come at the group. She is going to get herself into position here, and she is going to, something that we haven't seen in the campaign so far, is she's going to ready her attack action and wait for someone to come into melee range with her. So as soon as someone steps within 5 feet, she'll unleash her dagger attack on them. That's something everybody, for anyone who's new, you can always ready an action as your action. So you can pick anything that you can do for an action, and you can say, I will do it, and here is the conditions. But those conditions are the rule, and they will happen. So if you say, any person who comes into 5 feet, and you weren't expecting someone to walk into the way, you're gonna do it. You know, if you say, sorry, yeah, you can specify. You can specify. You'd say this. She's looking for a goblin. She's looking for an enemy. Like you can make specifications. You can, but sometimes you'll ready an action for like if someone comes through the doorway and then no one does, and then your spell or action will just not do anything.
Or you could specify something, and then the specified thing happens. You really mess things up. That could also happen.
Yeah. So basically, you make the rules for it to trigger any time later in the turn, and when those conditions get met, that's when you do it. So, and if you do a spell that costs a spell slot, the spell slot is spent regardless. So, anyways,
it's your action, right? So I couldn't do it because I used my action to throw the torch.
Right, you use your action to throw the torch, and you can't do like
A bonus
everything
action.
Already a
with
bonus
it.
action.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
getting another alert. You're issuing a tornado warning now? Like, there's the tornado's here already, guys, or whatever.
That's what the
storm
tornado
is
warning
here.
means. That's what the tornado warning means, as opposed to a tornado watch, which means hey, what's about to happen. Just look out. Tornado warning means it's here right now. Don't go outside.
Well, you guys only have to worry about the tornado of goblins that are approaching you. So, anyways, she set up her turn like that. If you were to prep an action, you wouldn't be able to do your flurry of blows or your extra punches or anything. It's just one action. But it is useful for setting up for situations like this where you have initiative, but you don't want to run out and get yourself killed. So you can kind of stand there and ready your fists or ready your weapon to attack someone that gets close enough. Anyways, we're gonna go to the goblins now. The guy that's hurt is not gonna go anywhere. The other unarmed goblins are just gonna kind of chill, and then we're gonna have this one move up to Oris. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's gonna move up. This one's gonna move up into Tessa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put this one here. Here. This one from the dark has appeared. And that'll be good for this turn. So that was just movement. Then when they go to do their actions, they can dash in. So the one will attack Oris. The first thing we should do is Tessa's hit, because that'll happen just after the movement. Ooh. Oh yeah, okay. So those are some pretty sweet rolls. Tessa just was kung fu ready, and that goblin came running at her, and she just kind of sidestepped the goblin and just kind of like just 2 daggers right into like its neck and its spine as it charged past her and just collapsed dead on the other side of her. So this guy is just like, he's fricked. I'm not gonna do corpses. He's just dead. Then so we still have the one that can attack Oris. Then we're gonna have goblins dash in. This one will hit on Fjorn. This one's about here-ish, we'll say. And
Didn't some of those guys move already?
yeah, they're using their action to dash, which gives them an additional 30 feet of movement, but they can't attack. So they're just getting into range of the meat grinder that is Fjorn, essentially.
Lining up to get their head chopped off.
Oh, I hope.
Yeah, so the only one that actually is going to get a swing on this turn will be the one on Oris there. And we will see how he does. Ooh, he rolls a 20. I think that's going to hit you.
Nope. Yeah.
But he rolls poorly for damage, so you don't have to worry too much. As he comes in and you try to get out of the way, but he's just swift. You were so busy, like kind of out of the corner of your eye, even though it's dark and it's dim light, seeing Tessa just like pull this move off, that you try to do the same thing. It doesn't quite work out for you. You hadn't ready to attack anyways, and the goblin kind of gets you on the shoulder and slashes across, and you take 3 points of slashing damage. And so you're at Hey.
It's updated on
you.
Roll20 and the D&D Beyond sheet. 6.
Apologies to the stream. There is a tornado storm thingy happening, and so everyone is forced into the basement, and I had to just clap at my cats who are deciding to fight each other. Anyways, the goblins have taken their turn, and we are up for Fjorn.
All right. Well, I guess I'll attack the one right in front of me.
Sounds good. A 12. A 12 is not going to... Oh, but this is something I wanted to bring up because you didn't do it last time. And it's possible you are quite aware, but you could be recklessly attacking.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm kind of holding back for that because I don't.
You don't want them to have advantage either, so it's totally legit. But you are allowed to, if you want, use that inspiration before I tell you if a 12 hits or not.
Oh, the inspiration on. I forgot about that. So what does that add to?
The bardic inspiration gives you a d6 that you can use on in a situation like this if you want, and you just roll a d6 and add it.
So I can. Oh, I thought that was against like a damage roll. I can use that as an attack roll.
Yeah, you can't add damage on top, but you can. It's for skill based things, like if you were to try to stealth or if you were to try to make a saving throw. Technically, you can use it for things like your initiative roll as well. Had he given it to you before the combat had started, but in this situation, yeah, it's just rolling to hit is a skill check, or is included in his list of things that you can apply it to.
So do I have to call for that before I roll, though?
No, you. As he was explaining, you can see the roll, and before I tell you if this hits or not, you have the option to spend the die. So, you've been fighting goblins up till now. You probably know if a 12 hits or not. It's up to you if you want to spend that d6 or not. Okay, so that gives you a total of 16, and that will hit for sure. So, you know, for a second, you were wielding your great axe, and you were coming down, and you felt like you were gonna miss, but then you just felt inspired for that extra flex of your muscle to come in and cleave, and you can roll damage. Yeah, super dead. You rolled max damage. That goblin. That goblin splattered into a gory mess. Like, you got him from I'm trying to think of the word. You split him from bottom to top. We'll just say that. I was trying to think of the fantasy term for that part of a goblin, but yeah, he is just in one. He's in two pieces, I should say, cleanly in half, and they just flop to the sides, and that is how Fjorn do.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that was the first round of combat. I guess, you know what? No, I think we're good. So normally, I think in this situation, you probably would have had all the goblins just coming at you, but the non-combat ones are scared. You can see them noticeably scared from the manticore that came at them earlier. But the more combat-ready goblins are less shaken, and that's why they're coming at you. We're back at the top of the order. It is Oris's turn.
All right. Oris is just going to attack, regular quarterstaff attack, I guess, the two-hander.
Yeah, go for it. You don't have a torch now, so go crazy. A 14. Ooh, a 14 will not hit. It just barely skims off his shield. This goblin takes the wood. You can feel the wood grind against the grooves and the metal plating in its shield. You missed.
Debating what I want to do here then.
Okay.
Screw it. I'll just do unarmed strike, regular unarmed strike.
Okay. Yeah, 17. That hits. You come in with I don't know, elbow kick combo, we'll say, even though it's only one hit. Nice flurry of single blow, if you will. And you dish out that 6 sweet points of damage, and you rattle this guy. You hit him in the arm, and he drops his sword, and you hit him in the chest, and he's crumpled kind of on the ground, but he's not out, and he's just reaching to get his sword and get back into the combat. He is super hurt, though. You could feel the bones crunch, and he's struggling and twitching, but he's not dead yet. We are on oh man, my apologies. Zazimos.
I'm going to move the Manticore illusion.
Okay.
It's a concentration spell. I'm going to move it to here. Right. To here about.
I'm sorry, I can't. I don't see any. Okay, sorry, I saw that now. We're good.
Let's move it to there. Well,
Is there a limit to how far you can move it?
60 feet.
Okay.
Can move it to anywhere within my range. 60 feet. And because
Oh.
it's concentration, it's not a new
okay.
spell.
60 feet from you, not 60 feet from
Correct.
where it was. I see. So it just kind of poof, poof.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm just, like, there's a new manticore. Like, they're being invaded by manticores.
But this one's not making any noise, though.
Not until next turn.
Okay.
So just
there's
crouching
there's
now.
a scary manticore illusion right about here-ish.
Right.
Excellent.
This is some
Okay.
nonsense. All right. And I can't cast a spell, but I'm going to move to... Because I've got something I want to do like in a couple turns.
Okay, sounds
All
good
right.
to me.
I'm going to wait for him to kill him, then get into the Manticore's position.
All right, so we're at Tessa. She's just gonna make some lethal blows on the guy right in front of her. She comes in hot with her first hit. Definitely, she gets him in the guts. But when she goes in for the second stab, it is less deft, and she misses it. And the goblin stumbles back. He's bleeding out. You can see, well, those who are close enough within the light can see him struggling to hold in his innards. But he's got his sword ready, and he's still going to fight with that last little bit of life he's got left. So this guy's on death door. This guy's on death's door. The two near Fjorn are fresh. And we got a manticore. So the goblins' turns. We'll have one goblin move up, and Fjorn's got two on him now. We will watch as the frightened, unarmed goblins decide they're not gonna deal with this BS. they're out of here. And there were two more goblins here in the dark, but as they approach, they see this manticore. Right? Let's put it like here-ish. They see the manticore and they surround it and they start swinging at this illusion, unsure what's going on exactly. And yeah, sure, they roll awesome and deal a whole lot of no damage to nothing. Very quickly realizing that this is an illusion, but wasting their turn doing so. The remaining goblins will take their strikes, though. We'll start with the one on Oris, who... no, he's just going to go for it. Oh, jeez, you're not having a good day with these rolls, my friend. You rolled a 20 again. Okay, so he gets in there with his sword and board. He kind of combos you. He kind of charges in. He hits you with his shield, kind of pushing you back a little, and then gets like underneath his shield. The sword comes in and just like gets you in the side and deals 4 points of piercing damage. And you are feeling the struggle is real for you at this point. I'm not gonna lie, you are hurting almost as much as he. Then we have the goblin that's on Tessa. Rolled well as well. And she takes a hit as well. You don't really see it. You know she's struggling a bit, and you can hear her cry out as a blade catches her, and she's hurting now.
Anybody need healing?
Yeah.
There are two goblins on Fjorn, but yeah, Oris is hurting. Oris is down to
I'm at 2.
a few hit points.
Okay, good to know.
Because every goblin rolls 18 or higher against me.
Yeah, they've been rolling good on you. My apologies.
Yeah, bury those damn dice.
Yeah, let me grab a different one.
No.
Well, there are the two goblins to attack Fjorn now, so we'll go with the first one. Rolls a 19, and the other rolls a 22. So I'm going to guess that those are both hitting you. My apologies. These goblins are just on fire today. When there's a tornado outside, the goblins hit. The one rolled poorly, but the other rolled well. So the two of them get you on either side, and you're trying to deflect, but you can't quite get the weapon to stop them. And you get a cut on the one side and a cut on the other side, and you feel the blood just leaving your body, and you take 3 points of damage plus another 6 points of damage. So a total of 9 damage from these two goblins as they kind of blender you. This was a lucky turn for the goblins, I gotta say. Every one of them dishing out just a beefy amount of damage. Luckily for you, Fjorn, you have a healthy pool, so you're not... I think you're at 6 now?
Yeah.
Okay. And it is your turn as the barbarian to do as you wish in vengeance here.
I guess I will attack recklessly.
Ooh, getting reckless now. Okay.
So advantage on attack roll, right? And I'll go ahead and attack that one.
Go for it.
That was wrong.
That's okay.
My
You can just hit the attack roll macro twice, and I'll just take the
yeah,
bet.
hang on. My screen just dropped for some reason. That was weird. Okay, I'm back.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, you super hit him. This goblin just stood there as you came. They attacked you and were then curious why you weren't immediately dead, and you just came right down on this guy. You can roll damage. Don't roll a 1. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What the hell?
Yeah, you come straight down this time, and you get... It's funny because the other, he's standing between the two parts that fell apart earlier of the previous goblin, and then you get him too, but this time from top to bottom, and you split him, and then there's now like a doubled up pile of half dead corpses on either side, and that one that's still left facing you is wide eyed and freaked out. That is the end of that round. We're going to go to round 3, where Oris, top of the order.
All right, I need to try to finish this thing off. So I'm just going to attack with my quarterstaff.
Sounds good. Oh man, you're not getting lucky with those quarterstaff hits. Somehow this very wounded goblin is managing to sidestep. Maybe because you're a little woozy, he's a little woozy, and you were expecting a more straight and narrow character when you swung at him, but he just accidentally gets out of the way of this one. Do you want to follow up?
Thinking. I don't think it matters. Yeah, I'll do the unarmed strike follow up.
Okay.
Hang on, actually. Just to be on the safer-ish side, I'm gonna do flurry of blows, which costs a key and gives me 2 unarmed strike
Sounds good.
bonus actions.
If you kill on the first one,
No.
never mind. There you go. There was a reason you you studied martial arts, because you go for the leg sweep, and he somehow like has enough energy to jump, but then your other foot comes in and you just like kick him out of the air. Let's see the damage. It probably doesn't matter. Yeah, super got him, and he flies back like 10 feet before just when you hit him, you like impacted. And you could feel like his ribs digging into his internals, and yeah, he's super dead. And you have 40 feet to GTFO if you would like.
Okay, good to know.
This works. This works.
Excellent. That makes things a little bit easier on me.
We are on Zominus.
right.
Zazimus.
First things first. Telling word on our monk.
Sure, go for it. That's a bonus action. Did you want to do something first?
Oh, he's right next
The
to me.
order doesn't matter, so go for it.
That is never just showed up on those.
5 sweet
That's
HP.
1d. Ooh, that's not a lot, but it's something. It's literally something. And I'm going to move forward to here. Wait, no. I'm sorry, here. How far can I go? I have a movement speed of
Basically,
30.
right next to your mana core.
I can go here.
Sure.
All right.
I had the mana core there, so you're kind of inside of it at that point.
That's perfectly fine. And to cast Thunder Wave on those goblins who are
Sure.
right there.
Sorry. This Thunderwave is a first level spell. You can't cast 2 spells that are both first level.
Right next
You
turn,
can do a cantrip and a
right
a
there, I
level
will
spell.
cast just Mockery at this one.
Sorry, I didn't know Thunderwave. It wasn't until you put it up. I was like, I feel like that's another first level, isn't it?
I usually do that just like playing 2 turns, and I'll hit this one with Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, it gets him. They don't have a whole lot of wisdom, these goblins, so his ability to
Roll.
stop that from happening.
Roll Vicious Mockery. I did.
Yeah, you did. 3 points of psychic damage. As
Ugh,
he has
come
trouble... He's having these memories of his, childhood. Where,
I say the nastiest things to him.
Which one did you get, or could I see from where I was? Okay. I guess could Ori see that?
You can see your buddy, and he was calling out in a direction, he was kind of motioning towards one of them, so you could
Cool.
tell. Yeah, he took that 3 point of psychic damage, and he's holding his head, trying to deflect an invisible mana core arm as he's confused and trying to gather himself. I believe Tessa is up. She's hurt, but she's ready to cut this goblin down to size. Nope. I shouldn't have switched dice for her. Okay, she hit on the second one, and I already know this goblin is next to dead, so she finds it. The first blade misses and kind of skates across the armor of the goblin, but then the second blade comes in and finds purchase deep into its body, and when she twists and kind of you can't really see because it's so dark, but you feel like she almost enjoyed dispatching that goblin as it crumples down to the ground, and she moves up to here to support Fjorn, but has no remaining attacks. But she's ready to help the team out. She's a team player. She's also far less hurt than Fjorn, so we'll see how that goes.
Or if you go around the goblin, to opposite or the ranger, you can get flanking.
We haven't done flanking yet, but I see what you're saying. So well, if this was a PC, I would go with you on that one. But since this is an NPC and this is what she's chosen to do,
I'm saying that to Bjorn.
I understand what you're saying. My apologies. You're letting Fjorn know that if he goes around the goblin, the pair of us can help take it down. In that sense, yes. Okay, for sure. For sure, that's an option. Okay, so we're at the goblin's turn. You guys can't really see that, but well, I guess you did see it. Those goblins, not in the direction you saw, but are long gone now, deeper into the burrows. You're not sure if they are going to run and hide or if they're going to find more people to help or what, but they are gone. The goblins go. We're gonna have these goblins are sick and tired of this manticore, and they're gonna move right on in. This one's actually gonna turn on Tessa and leave Fjorn alone. But we do have two of them on. Give me one sec. I'm just gonna roll a little just for my own personal tastes here. Yeah, one of these guys is still kind of. I know technically there aren't a whole lot of rules around the illusion. It's up to the DM's discretion, but one of them is still managing to be a little distracted by the illusion. So one of these is going to be coming at you hard, and the other one's going to come at you at disadvantage.
Okay.
And then the third one is going to hit Tessa and not Fjorn. So we'll do with the Tessa Goblin first. Rolls. Ooh. That's like right on the line. I'm going to say that hits her, though. That just was enough. But rolls terrible for damage. So she takes another bloodied cut, and she screams out again. But she's still standing there ready to go. You can tell she's not looking too good, though. And then we have two goblins on Zosimus. The first one will go full strength, and we'll roll a 14.
That hits.
That hits you. And the second one with disadvantage rolls actually a 15. It was
Your
a 19
goblins are
and a-
broke. They're OP.
They got a lot of dexterity, which makes them
Have
Good
a
at
AC
hitting.
of 13, and
oh
might
boy.
take you out this one.
Okay, so they definitely get you with a little bit of a they sidestep and dance, kind of moving around you, and the first one hits you and kind of laughs, and then as you reach down to cover your bloodied leg, the other one gets you in the side, and you take a total of 3 damage. Sorry, it's not total. It's 3 damage from the first and 7 damage from the second. So a total of 10 damage from these goblins.
Oh,
And-
oh boy, that's really bad.
Yeah, you guys are all in some trouble here, but you don't see any more goblins showing up, so you've got that going for you. We are back at the top of the order with
No.
Oris.
Isn't it Fjorn's turn?
It's my
Oh,
turn.
sorry. Yes, I completely forgot our barbarian. It's at the bottom of the order. Fjorn is there to do his business.
Well, I will move around
You see the little map, the thing I drew?
Yeah, that sounds good. You don't
and
have
attack.
to.
So I can go ahead and do the reckless attack again, right?
Well, it's going to give you advantage for the flanking anyways, so you can save yourself. Double advantage doesn't help you, so. Oh, definitely. That's actually a critical hit, so you get to roll that sweet, sweet double damage. So you can roll 2d12 plus 3. Those are all d20s, but... Or no, wait, are they?
No.
Almost
Oh,
D12.
jeez! Okay, so you don't get the plus 3 on both rolls. You only get... So it's 20 damage total. You hit this goblin so hard. You somehow, you go to decapitate it, and when your blade connects with its head, its skull just explodes. You're not really sure how the physics of that works, because it should just cut through, but you hit it with such impact. Somehow, physics just gave way, and its brain just... And its corpse, crumples. It is so dead. It is super dead.
I apologize to Tessa.
Yeah,
for-
she gets a little goo on her, but like you actually hit it so hard, right? The head exploded, and the ear like flickers through the air and lands in your pocket already.
Cartoon physics happened.
Okay, now I'm glad I didn't miss that because that was definitely worth our time here. Now we're at the top of the order with Oris, and we have one psychically damaged goblin and one fresh goblin on your friend, your newly acquainted Zosimus, who's not looking too good.
So Oris can make it. I got 40-foot
Okay.
movement.
Damn right you can.
That's what he's gonna do.
Sounds good to me.
And he's gonna go after the injured one.
Sounds good. Don't miss. Oh, that's a crit. That's critical. You may roll 2d8 plus 3. And I don't think you can not kill it. Yeah, you have to do a minimum of 5 damage. Yeah, you can roll damage, but it's super, super dead. Even with that 1 there on the double. 7, yeah, 10 damage. Yeah, that's a super smushed goblin. he was still like busy fighting a manticore, and he got that little hit on the one human and was like, "Hey, I got this!" And then he didn't even see you, and you just came out of nowhere, and like your quarterstaff went like right through its eye socket, and you swear you felt it hit the back of its skull as you pull it back out. Dead goblin.
I call that the screwdriver. That's terrible. With my bonus action, I guess I will swing because I have no key left. I'll just do a regular unarmed strike, follow up on the remaining goblin, and miss.
Well, I guess you were just so distracted by that first smushy kill that you didn't quite get the follow-up on this guy. You also are all three currently fighting in the middle of a manticore illusion, which is, you know, I'm trying to picture that. I don't know. There's a manticore just kind of like around you guys. Oh, actually, technically, when the goblins struck you, you should have rolled concentration to see if the manticore is still up. But I'm going to give it to you because I forgot. And because I like the idea that you guys are still somehow fighting in the midst of an illusionary manticore. So that was... it's now your turn, Zosimus.
Okay. I'm going to... I know how damaged he looks.
This guy's not hurt at all yet.
Oh boy. I have two choices to survive. I can just kill him, because I can do that, probably. Or I can heal myself, and I'm just going to kill him. I'm going to use a spell that doesn't use a spell slot. It's simply a once-a-day effect.
Okay.
Dissonant Whispers. Interesting.
Okay, what is... I'm not 100% familiar with that one.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a special thing that lets you do it once a... Oh, right, because you took Magic Initiate, right?
Right. You have to make a save against 13. 13 Wisdom. They take 3d6 psychic damage, and then they have to... If they fail, they have to flee.
So they take the damage regardless? I'm just rolling to see if he flees?
If they...
Or they take no damage if they pass?
On the failed save... a successful save, they take half the damage.
Oh, okay. So he's taking 7 or he's taking 3?
Right.
Ooh. Those goblins rolling well today. Rolling well. Okay, so he rolled a 15. Sorry.
Okay.
A 13. He rolled a 13, which was exactly what he needed.
Okay.
So he's only going to take the 3 points of damage.
Alright, then I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Oh, yeah. Go for it. Yeah, that's definitely... Actually, is one of those a bonus action?
One of them is kind of a once-a-day... Yeah, so... Boom.
I'll rule of cool it. I feel like if you cast it with that once a day thing, it still is a regular first level.
It's a first level spell, but it's a once a day that doesn't. It's a first level spell. It doesn't use a spell slot.
True, but I believe the spell still normally is an action. But that's okay. I'm gonna rule a cool this one and say you can go for it.
I'm just gonna insult him to death,
Sounds good.
and that's my turn. I'm gonna get killed if I don't. If that doesn't work.
Possibly. Possibly.
I was hoping he would fail to save and flee a little bit. Oh boy!
So Vicious
Yeah.
Mockery was a DC 13. He rolls a nat 20 on this one.
Oh no!
Doesn't Vicious Mockery do a bit of damage too?
It
or-
only does if they fail.
Oh, okay.
Vicious. It's actually one of the weaker damaging cantrips. It's one of the reasons bards are so good at all the things. When you compare it to things like,
It gives disadvantage on the next attack roll.
oh, you know what? Every time you've been Vicious Mockering, we should have been doing that, because you hit.
Everyone.
You did Vicious Mockery. Oh, remember when I said one of them was distracted by the illusion? One of them should have been distracted by illusion. The other one should have been distracted by Vicious Mockery. That's on me. I should have caught that. So he's still standing, but he will be at disadvantage. You know what? No, he's not still standing. That goblin's dead. I don't. You know what? he takes that hit. When a DM makes mistakes like he just did, I'm pretty sure we can take that nat 20 and say that he rolled under it. If you want, you can roll damage for the Vicious Mockery. And if
It already rolls. When I hit click, it rolls.
yeah, go for it.
When I click the button, it rolls.
Oh, so you've already
didn't
done.
show up there.
On the roll 20, it says psychic damage 7.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
the Dissonant Whispers.
Derp.
And then he took half the damage from that. So if this Vicious Mockery does 3 damage, it'll finish him off.
It should. See what it does. Roll 20 because it's not connected. Just a moment.
That's okay.
We're buying time
I rolled a 4.
from Moose, anyways.
So you roll
I'm back.
4 damage plus.
Rolled a 4 plus.
Sure. That's
a 1d4.
That's
That's
enough.
a 1d4.
This guy's super dead. That goblin is finished, and you guys can take a breather here as combat comes to an end. You can. So I guess up to you guys what you want to do.
Does
I guess-
anybody want to treat a rest and again later? I'm not quite. I'm kind of tapped.
Yeah, everyone's looking pretty worn right now.
Yeah, short rest would be good. Maybe we retreat outside and take lunch. I don't know what time of day it is. Maybe it's dinner time.
Well, do you want to ask the DM if Oris knows what time of day it is?
Sure.
Go ahead and roll me. Let's make that survival. Okay, that's pretty good. So you don't know the hour exactly, but you're gonna say mid-morning. You know, it was like 8-ish when you guys woke up, and then you talked to some party members and you walked all the way here. You had a bit of troubles on the way, and you've done some goblin fighting. You're gonna guess somewhere between 10 and 11 maybe.
Yeah, that's fine. It's brunch time. I guess I tell the group it's probably not quite noon, but we can retreat and take a short rest before we dive in any further. I also wanted to ask Zazamis how you managed to insult a goblin to death. Never seen anyone use words like that.
Well, it takes great care and precision and a deep knowledge of the idea of everyone. You have to know a lot about a lot of people, types of people, and you have to know how to look at a person and know their insecurities at a glance, and you have and that's and then how and not just know them, but how to directly touch that one spot in a single phrase. It's the best thing in the world. There is no drug like it.
I guess,
To
or it's
know
just.
them,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
you have to see, you have to look closely, at a glance, see it, and quickly craft that one phrase that will cut them. And then you feel that rush.
Oris just smiles and says, "I like you." And then he follows up
Yes.
with, "Fjorn here likes ale. You wouldn't happen to have brought any, did you?"
No, it's not my vice.
No worries. Shall we retreat out of the cave briefly for a short rest?
Yes, I think that might be prudent.
So, just to confirm, you guys are going to. You're not doing anything else in this room. You're going to immediately leave.
Oh
I'd
no,
say
no.
we
Let's
search
do a
it.
quick. Let's do a quick search. Let's search the bodies. If there's anything interesting.
I'm guessing Oris wants to pick up his torch.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna search the body, see if there's anything interesting, plausibly valuable. Blah blah blah.
Sure. Okay, so while you guys are searching, and I'm going to reveal the size of the room.
And I guess we collected like 2 ears each or something there.
Yeah. Let me just. This is a very large room. As you start to really explore the area, you see that there's a tunnel leading out the top, two tunnels leading out to the right, and a tunnel leading out the bottom. As well as I explained earlier, there is like a waterfall-ish thing in the middle, and as you guys... sorry, before I continue to explain what you guys find, actually, let me count the goblins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, you each got 2 there. That you killed 8 total. And then a bunch of unarmed goblins got away, so you don't get their ears. Tessa, taking her 2 as well. Can you each roll... Oh, sorry. For investigation, one of you will be that can investigate, and someone can help if they'd like, and give that person advantage. But we're just going to do one roll for investigation.
Oris will help
Got
with the torch.
I can investigate fairly well. I got a decent number on it. It's a decent number on investigation.
I think the other 2 have negatives or 0. So
I'm a +1, so yeah, it's
a
nothing
+2,
special.
half proficiency. I'll lead.
Sure. Go for it. Let's see how investigatable you guys are.
Oh, it was almost good.
Okay, that's you see the main thing is that with this water feature is that as the water comes down, it doesn't pool. It's not like it's just getting stuck there, and you notice that the ground underneath it is pitted, and the water is continuing to trickle down further, and you make the conclusion that whatever this burrow complex is, it has multiple levels, and the water is being taken down further into this burrow. And you're starting to question if, like, how much of a home, what else is... You get the feeling that you've just tip of the iceberg to this thing. There's plenty of goblin slaying left for you guys if that is what you're interested in. Also, as you're going through the bodies, it's a lot of bed rolls and stuff like the previous room. It's just a much larger scale. You can tell this is the main room where most of the goblins sleep and spend their time. But you do manage to turn over a bedroll and find a small wooden box, similar to the one that you found in the previous room, again with a lock on it that looks forcible.
I have a no, I do not. Does anybody have a sword they can use to go break it? I don't feel like I'll have anything to. I don't have anything to force it with. I thought I had a crowbar, but no. Does anyone want to break the lock?
I have
I
a
don't feel-
crowbar.
And you're likely to pass strength checks as well.
Yeah, I have a
Oh,
crowbar.
I have a negative for. I have negative strength.
So does Oris.
Not everyone can be beefy.
I can't bench press. I'm a wimp.
So Fjorn, you're
Yeah,
forcing the
I'll-
lock?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to worry about doing any rolls for it. It's pretty easy to force these cheap goblin locks open. You crack it open, and you are hit with a poison gas cloud. I need you to roll a Constitution check for me, please.
+2, so it'd be 14.
Okay, that's good. You take half the damage. You succeed in kind of getting out of the way, and the poison enters your lungs, and you take 3 points of poison damage from this trapped poison box. Which I know you guys are not looking forward to being trapped or tricked at this point because you're all hurting so bad. But it's pretty good that you made that save, because I'm sure you could figure out the math if you had taken twice that damage.
Yeah. I'd be laying on the ground.
So not every goblin box has a locket in it. We're learning that the hard way. Okay, so I've shown you the rest of the room, and yeah, you guys are totally free to go out and make camp or whatever you want. I don't know if you guys wanted to like listen if there were other goblins coming. It's kind of hard to listen from this room because there is the sound of the water rushing by. I'm gonna guess that you guys just kind of decide to leave, and you aren't.
Was there anything in the chest that he just got poison
Nope,
blasted
there wasn't.
by?
There was nothing in it except for the trap itself.
Nice.
Is there anywhere possibly fortifiable where we could long rest?
If you guys want a long rest, because I know you guys are all hurting pretty bad, you might need to head all the way back to the camp, the main war camp. I don't know if you could get an 8-hour rest in the middle of the day in the middle of the forest.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Seems kind of overwhelmed right now with the size of everything. We thought it was just going to be a little burrow, but it's turned out to be something pretty huge here.
Yeah, this is a different than I anticipated. All right, let's start with let's do a short rest,
Okay.
and if things get worse, we'll see what happens.
I guess we would leave the burrow to do that.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, that's my idea. Is that you're gonna make camp outside the burrow. I guess my only question is, how far away do you want to get from the entrance of the burrow?
Far enough away that maybe there's a spot where we can kind of keep an eye on the entrance, but
two
we're not
football
easily
fields?
spotted from.
I'm sorry. Zazos?
Maybe 2 foot.
I missed that.
Be like a soccer field or 2 away.
Oh yeah,
Football.
sure. Okay, so you'll take a few moments to kind of look around the area for a good spot then. That's far enough away that you can make camp and be hidden and concealed, but then also see the entrance and see if anything is coming. Sounds like a good idea. You can the first person who rolls survival for me. I don't care who does it.
I'm okay at survival, but it's not great. Anyone who's got a good survival,
I got +2.
same.
Survival isn't always this important, but you guys are in the middle of a forest, so it does come up often.
Oh no.
Okay, so
What? Come on.
So,
we
you
both
got-
rolled nat ones.
You guys found an okay spot. You found a
Solid.
spot that you think is okay.
You know it's
don't
the
worry.
best place in the world.
I wasn't testing you guys for. I know you guys from the previous sessions are used to your survival checks being you take damage from the plants themselves. This was just luckily a check to see how well of a spot you guys find. No one's taking damage from this one, but your spot, you think it's great. You guys think it's a great spot, and you think you're
It
quite
really is
concealed.
the best spot ever.
So you guys start making camp, and we're gonna do a short rest, right?
So how does the hit dice thing work? Because I think I can use them to heal.
Yes.
And then I get them back after a short rest.
After a long rest, you get half of them back. I might just say you get them all back because it's such annoying bookkeeping to remember how many hit dice you have. But we'll see how things go. But yeah, if you guys wanted to use your hit dice to heal, you can do that. I know Zosimus doesn't get quite that much back from a short rest, other than you guys will heal hit points. But I don't think you get your spells back. Do you get your inspiration back?
I don't remember. I'm trying to find short rest.
Okay.
Ah, no, that's the wrong button.
You're all fully healed. No, I'm just kidding. You guys don't get to be fully healed from this. Okay, so let's do.
Short rest.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
gonna be a bunch of rolls going on here. Can we start with?
I say reset maximum. No, roll hit die 2.
Can you guys all
Five.
roll me a stealth check real quick? Just all three
Well,
of
I just
you. Okay.
9.
18 plus all 3.
Oh, geez. Okay. You're very stealthy.
What happened to my
So we all rolling still?
Yeah, you're just gonna all roll. This is just. I just want to see if anyone is super noisy today. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna keep that in my. Sure. So you rolled your. I'm guessing it's a D6 for a bard, and you gain 2. D8. D8 for a bard. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's a D8 for a monk as well, and I have 2. I'm gonna roll both.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, well that kind of sucked for your healing. I'm not gonna
Tell
lie.
me about it.
gross. That's disgusting.
Jeez, 3 for him and 4 for me.
It's
For
my turn.
both of them? Oh, that was both dice? Oh, geez, I
Yes.
thought that was only one roll with that +4. Okay. And then Fjorn, I think you get D12s, so.
That was garbage. That was
You guys are
garbage.
suffering, and he just gets right back up to full health.
got
No
what's that?
problem.
Your D12s are killing it, Moose. This is hilarious.
Trash. It was disgusting.
Okay, so you guys can heal the amount of hit points that you've recovered there. I believe our monk gets all of.
Yeah, I'm at 11 of 13, so it's not terrible. I'm
That's
almost full.
Okay, well,
I
just
don't
don't get into combat, right?
I got my key back as well, so that'll help.
And I don't recover spell slots under short rest.
Yeah, so you guys are going to be a little bit still resource spent. Tessa will also do some healing herself. And let me just do a roll real quick for her.
I'm so tempted to healing word myself, and then be entirely. I do get my what are they called? I do get my
You get your
Oh, I
inspiration?
don't. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is gonna be rough.
Well, only go. You don't have to push yourself. But it does take an hour for you to short rest. So now you feel it is. Now that you're outside in the sun, you can feel that it is almost. It's getting there, but not quite noon.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have to do a lot of vicious mockery.
Just get in there with that rapier and hope for the best.
Yeah, my rapier is really good. Like, a rapier attack is a +4 to hit and a D8 +2 damage.
I'm just gonna take all of our little faces and put them close to the entrance again. Yep. Okay. What, were you just testing out your rapier? How does my rapier?
Yeah, my
do
rapier
today?
attack. It's actually not bad. That would not have hit, but
Okay.
if it's a goblin, but it's not terrible.
Well, let me just do a quick roll to see if. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So you guys have your short rest. As you're resting, you notice that Fjorn, steps on a couple of twigs and makes some noise that he probably shouldn't be. And you guys keep an eye on the door, on the entrance, but you find that some of the time you're not paying attention, and some of the time that there's trees obscuring the way that you're like, hey, maybe I should have picked a better spot with fewer roughage in the way. But as far as you can tell, no one came or entered the burrow, and otherwise it's been an uneventful healing rest, and you guys are feeling as good as you can after those poor rolls. Except for Fjorn, who's
I feel pretty
raring
good.
to go. Yeah, you're like, did we even fight? I just have extra ears in my pockets. I think. Do you guys remember how many you had from the previous room? I'm just trying to remember total wise.
I wrote it down. I got to check. I have different files.
I feel like you guys got 3 apiece in the previous room.
There were 7 goblins, and 3 of us, so it would be 2, 2, and 3, I guess. Somebody would get a bonus.
Okay, we'll give that bonus to Fjorn. We'll say it's that one that just flew into his pocket, and you guys forgot to count it during the divvy. So that would mean Oris has 4, Fjorn has 5, and Zazimus has his 2 from that last fight. The ears are worth 10 gold apiece when you return to camp. At least that's what you were told by the notice. It's completely up to you guys what you would like to do now.
I asked the group how everyone's feeling after that, if they're still up to adventuring further in.
I am now, but that's because you guys seem pretty beat up though.
Oh,
I've been better, but I'm okay to proceed. If there are objections, we can definitely return. May have bitten off slightly more than we can chew.
Well, I don't mean to. Let's. I'm going to say it as the DM, but let's RP it, saying that Tessa knows some bits about the burrow. She didn't really expect us to clear it all out in one go. Is kind of the impression that you're getting. This is going to probably be an ongoing challenge for you guys. So don't feel bad if you have to leave and come back. There are other things to do if you get bored of killing goblins, or you can keep killing goblins, but it's got a lot of content in it. It's pretty large, so don't feel bad if you can't finish it all in one go. I would have been surprised if you guys could have gotten all the way through it. I kind of want you guys to possibly...
It's an ongoing project, not a one and done.
Yeah, it's not a one and done. The encounters are going to be a little bit like I mean, honestly, those encounters were pretty big fights. The last one and the one you just did. You guys shouldn't feel too bad about it. Generally, a dungeon will include a couple of big combats like that, and then some other interesting things to keep you entertained on the way there. But this dungeon so far... Yeah, there's a lot going on here, so I would be surprised if you just one and done this dungeon. It's meant to be more like a I don't know what to call it. Just, I think sometimes it gets called a mega dungeon where you just return to it over and over again. I'm kind of thinking maybe you'll even hit level 3 before you end up at the bottom of this thing. So
Oh,
it's totally up
okay.
totally up to you guys what you want to do. Fighting goblins is an option. Going back to camp is an option. There's always the option to just like randomly explore the forest. I mean, guys can technically do whatever you want. You could just ignore everything I've said and you could attack the camp. I don't know. I'm not sure what you guys really want to do.
That would be an interesting choice, and I don't think it's wise, but it is a choice that can be made.
Tessa doesn't suggest that we do that. No, she does not think that's a good idea.
Oris's suggestion to the group would be that we just explore a bit further. It's still so early in the day, and if anyone after is still itching to fight, there's always the arena back in the camp, and I'm kind of looking at Fjorn there.
I think that we should not go further in today. I think that it would be prudent to go back, report how our findings, that it's much bigger than we anticipated, that it might be prudent to have at least one more person in our group, and see what this is much bigger and more complicated than we had expected.
Well, while you guys are discussing this, Tessa comes up and she just has in one hand, she has that flaming oil that she had mentioned previously. I know, I think I discussed it at the beginning, but just to remind our new entry, I want to say Zamasu, which is from a Zazamas. Zamasu is from Dragon Ball, and that's why I keep thinking of that name. Zazamas. Just to remind you that she does have this access to this flaming oil that could potentially cause some kind of trap to kill a bunch of goblins instead of fighting them. And while we were resting, she managed to fashion some crude caltrops out of some thorns and spines that she had found throughout the area. While you guys were mostly resting, she was making herself useful, and she says, we got these options if you want to use them. Or we can go back to camp. She just wanted to throw that out there, that you guys have non-combat related options for exploring the dungeon.
I don't think that we can go any further in there right now. I think we need to go back to camp, see what's at all is possible. We cannot go further at the moment. I'll have to come back here when we have literally any options. I'll have to go back, come back, and
Okay.
what's.
I just want to remind you guys also that time will progress, and if eventually you are going to be given forced military orders at some point because you are conscripted. Time is not an infinite resource for you guys, but when that happens, you don't know. I'm just reminding you guys. But yeah,
We'll see
if you guys want to go back, that's totally cool. You know, it only takes you maybe like an hour or so to trek back to the war camp, assuming nothing happens on the way there.
Here's another possible option, I think. We could, I don't know if this is at all prudent, though. Could climb a tree and attempt a long rest up in the trees. That's a terrible idea, possibly, but it's technically possible.
Oris is not thrilled by the idea.
Yes. Forward, back, half back. Any of us really have the ability to go forward, and none of us are thrilled with the halfback.
I think Oris could proceed in further. He's a little injured, but he's in better shape than he was after the first room. And I think, yeah, that's.
I would say we go explore the room. Let's go right.
Okay, all right. I won't be able to do a lot of spell support, but I will do what I can.
Should be okay. In a pinch, you can always run off and get help for us?
Yes, that is always an option. And if absolutely necessary, I'm sure I'll find someone who can help more.
God tube stars. I'm sorry. I was just reading chat. Do you get so? What's the plan?
I think Oris and at least Fjorn. We haven't heard from Tessa, her opinion, but other than
I mean, she's offering
bottle.
like she seems eager to
Yeah.
go back in because she's like giving you options. Like,
okay,
we can use this stuff. We can go a little further if you want.
Yeah,
She's also looking refreshed. She looks like she's probably gained back all or almost all of her hit points from the rest.
I think
Let's go forward.
yeah, I think we can move in, and Zosimus can stay back and offer whatever assistance he can, and if we are overwhelmed, we can try and retreat. So
If we're totally overwhelmed, I'll retreat and see if I can find someone else who can rescue us. This is going to be tricky.
we should be okay. I feel confident with Fjorn's axe near us.
and my hit points.
I
Yeah,
guess
I've got
I guess before we proceed, sorry, I'll just I guess light a new torch, and same strategy as before, where I will sort of lead with a torch, since I can still attack one-handed if I need to.
Sure, that sounds good to me.
And I assume the other one would be wasted because they're good for like an hour, I think. So
Yeah.
and we rested. So
That short rest definitely burned your torch.
cool. So yeah, we're gonna proceed down or right from the entrance.
Oh, okay. So you're not going back to the large room. You're coming down this way. Totally cool.
Yep.
As you are traveling this way, Tessa reminds you again that the tunnels are where you need to be the most cautious. Because although you haven't experienced any traps yet, even though she warned you about them, she's bringing it up again.
Yeah, and I guess we're just asking her to keep her eyes peeled for the traps.
She is for sure. Okay, so I think I can give you guys the whole tunnel.
Question.
Yes.
You're doing a slow level up. So, a slow milestone level up.
I'm sorry?
Doing a slow milestone level up, which is awesome. Love that. So,
Oh, you're just appreciating the way that we're leveling up. Okay, yeah.
yeah, a slow milestone instead of.
I'm gonna
Love
kind
that.
of gauge, like, I'm okay with you guys defeating enemies without fighting them, and then I kind of reward you mental experience in my mind and be like, okay, you've hit the appropriate milestones where you should be leveled up and what have you. I mean, I know the first couple levels, the power fantasy doesn't quite kick in yet. Like, when
At a certain point,
yeah, you guys will start feeling OP at later point. I mean, there'll still be challenges. You'll be fighting bigger and scarier things though, which is, goblins are great, but it's definitely more fun when you get into the more interesting stuff.
at level 15, fighting goblins is like, what are we doing?
you didn't want some AoE at that point, I think. Okay, so you guys can travel all the way down this tunnel, I think. I'll just do a quick roll. Yeah, I mean, things seem fine. It's Goblin Tunnel. It's kind of a thing that exists. And this is gonna open up into another room. Give me a sec to just prepare what we find in there. Okay, so that's about as far as you can see in. You don't see any goblins yet, but you do see that it is another... don't worry, the rooms get more interesting. The first couple are basic living quarters. That's just how this thing is set up. If you kind of think about it, when the goblins dug this burrow out, they needed general rooms at first, and then the more intricate stuff is further down. So you go into this room and you see more bedrolls, more basic stuff, but you don't see an immediate goblins in those bedrolls.
Okay. I'm going to suggest that you set fire to the bedrolls for extra light.
Set fire to them?
Like with the torch?
Yes.
I'd be wary of setting off traps by doing that, given the chest that was underneath the bedroll in the previous room.
Good point. We want to proceed.
Yeah, Oris will just move up slowly and, I guess, look around the room.
Sure. Let me slowly start revealing. Are you being stealthy about it?
Yeah, well, cautious.
Cautiously entering the room? Okay. Why don't you give me a perception real quick? Specifically Oris. Okay, not super observant today.
Nope.
Alright, I'm gonna just give you a little more, and yeah, so you guys can move up just a bit more so that this makes sense. Yeah, you just see this lone goblin just, pardon me, I'm just trying to manage two views at once. The one that the stream sees and the one that you guys or the DM is dealing with. So you see this one goblin, and he's just kind of hanging out there, and he hasn't quite seen you guys yet, but he's unarmed, and it's totally your call on what you guys want to do.
I try to dissonant whisper, not dissonant, vicious mockery him.
Oh, we're gonna go right to attacking him. Go for it.
I'm asking. Try to that, or do you want to try and do something else?
Well, what would Zosimus do? I don't think we'd be able to really discuss it that close to him, would we?
You got a short amount of time. You can talk about it.
Try to insult him. Do you want
I would
to
look
try and
to Fjorn and see what he feels like doing, if he feels like trying to kill this one, or...
I'd kind of like to see what's behind him. Because that's an unarmed.
Well,
I can insult free.
Unless we move in closer, where we get his attention, we probably won't see much past him, so
Yeah.
we can take the chance.
I think I'll insult him. I think that's the best way to find out more.
Sure.
That's the fastest way to do this. Going to vicious mockery.
Sure. Go ahead. I guess I have to roll then, right?
Not a lot. Literally anything.
DC 13. He rolled a nat 20 on his save there. So
Doesn't even notice I insulted him. He was like, I guess.
I mean, you do have to say words and make noise to cast a spell. It's
I said something to him and he's like, I guess I need to change that about myself. I guess.
Yeah, he just felt like he was like, oh, I do need to, yeah. I do sit around alone in my bed too often. Yeah, that is right. Maybe I should work out a little more. I'm just gonna do a quick roll for the goblin. Great. You know what? Somehow he's still slightly unaware of you guys. He itched his head but he rolled horrendously for his perception, so he didn't actually notice that there's light like flickering from your torch like on the ground in front of him, and he's not putting two and two together just yet.
That's stupid, but yes.
Yeah, he's still kind of just like doing goblin things. He's just busy. He's like talking to himself. He's just like, schmeagling it, kind of.
That
So
didn't work.
I say it'd probably be best to rush up and kill him before something
Yeah.
sees us.
I think we're here to clear out this den, so let's take our chances.
Sweet. So you guys gonna attack?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna save you guys a little time on the rolls for brevity, and I'm gonna say you all got initiative on them, and you can choose your order.
Think-
I'd like to go first, or at least not last.
Well, I'm gonna actually leave it up to, because you kind of sorta did something already. I'm gonna leave it up to. I'm gonna put you at like, you can go before Tessa, but I'm gonna let the other two take their combats real quick.
But I'd like to not go last. I'd like to not go after the goblin.
Yep. No, you're all don't worry. You're all going before the goblin.
I have the
Okay.
hit points, so I'm gonna go up first.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
Fjorn's...
You can put yourself right next to that bad boy. And when you do that, I guess I will reveal some more area for you guys.
I don't know if I have time to move at the same time a little bit, or if I have to wait till my turn at this point.
Why don't we just wait? You can let Fjorn throw his axe at this guy.
Is he at disadvantage based on the light?
Just you got advantage on him because he's surprised, so it kind of cancels out. Or you can reckless, doesn't matter to me. You can't get advantage on this roll, but you can straight roll it.
All right.
Yeah, you got him. Super dead. Well, not super dead. Dead enough. You got him with a little extra. You put a little spice on that after he was killed. Yeah, he lived his life distracted, and now he is just a pair of ears for you to take, I suppose.
Take his
And as far as you can tell, the rest of the room, to what you can see, has no other activity.
take the torch with us.
Yeah, so I guess we're not in combat anymore.
No, this is why I didn't put you in. I didn't make you
Okay.
roll
Yeah,
initiative
yeah.
because I figured in this situation I knew you're either going to just kill it or you weren't. So the room is yours to do what you want
Yeah.
for now.
So I guess...
Take his torch with us. And have an extra light.
the goblin?
The goblins don't have torches.
Oh.
But you should have some in your pack. If you wanted to light one yourself, I'm pretty sure you have them.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, but I proceed in, I guess, to help light the room, and
Okay.
if somebody else wants to look around...
I'm just going to give you guys
I can
the
aid.
rest of the room real quick. There's a tunnel leading downwards. And you guys, as you're looking around, notice there's yet another unarmed goblin sitting in the corner, kind of fiddling around, just doing his own thing. And I'll do another quick roll, but yeah, he also is unaware that what you guys have done.
It's just mockery.
Okay, yeah. Let's roll for him. He rolls amazingly for the vicious. They're not wise creatures, but vicious mockery doesn't seem to phase him. And then when I roll, he rolls amazingly for the wisdom and then terribly for perception. So same situation. He's completely oblivious to the fact that you guys are just taking over this room.
I'm going to just look at Fjorn and just point in the direction of the goblin to make sure he's seen it.
If you guys just want to kill him, you don't even have to roll. We'll just let you take him out.
So
This is all
Jordan
just
probably-
kind of comedic.
I can move just to him, so there's 30 feet.
Well, we're not in combat, so you're not really limited to that at all. I could have maybe made you roll a stealth check if you want to stealth up to him to do it. But his perception's so low, you really don't need much. You just guys have to tell me you want him dead, and he's dead.
He's
Yeah. So what we're here to
Oris
do.
Oris would probably go for an intimidation, but that's not the purpose of this trip. So that's why he's just looking at Fjorn.
Yeah, sure.
Just kill him.
So you go up and you just take him out. Just take him out. Super not alive anymore. You got him. You've seen the rest of the room. There were just a couple of unarmed goblins chilling out, and you managed to clear the room out. Not every room is going to be swarming with goblins, it appears. But you have a tunnel this way, a tunnel that way. And did you guys want to do another investigation for the bedrolls?
Sure.
yeah. I've got good investigation. Mediocre and decent investigation, not really good.
Doesn't he get advantage if I'm doing the help or whatever with the
Yep.
torch?
Yep, go for it.
Come on. Yeah. That's the second one. It's better. It's a little better.
Okay.
That's better.
So
That's a
you-
15, 7, 8.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Bunch of bedrolls, bunch of more living quarter stuff. More of what you've seen already. So along with the 2 goblin ears, which I'm not sure how to divvy that up. I guess you can give them both to Fjorn since he slayed them. I don't know. It's up to you guys. But you find a 3rd wooden goblin box that you could easily force open.
Get up and throw it against the wall.
Are you telling me you're doing that, or are you discussing that with the?
I'm going to pick it up myself and throw it against the wall.
Sure. Can you do me a strength check real quick?
Yes,
I know
because
it's very easy to break, but I just want to know how hard you threw this thing into the wall.
Limp noodle.
4! It was almost an 18, but I also have a -1 strength.
Sorry, I didn't see your roll. What?
Oh,
Can you guys see the roll?
Nope.
No, I'm assuming there's actual
I
dice
can
or
take your
something.
word on it that it was a 4. That's fine.
no,
with me.
but the investigation went through. Dude, let me try it again.
Sure. So you.
Did it happen? That one go through?
No, I can't see. Oh, a strength save. That's not quite the same thing. I guess it would be the same roll though, so I can take it.
No, it's not. On.
I'm guessing your strength save is your strength modifier anyway, so it's all the same thing. Okay, so your first roll was a 4. So the box hits it and kind of. I'm going to take a 4 and a 15. I'm just going to go with it, and we can move forward.
Okay,
So
alright.
the first time you throw it, it kind of clanks, and it doesn't quite break the lock open. So you grab it, you back up your same, let's say, 20 feet, and you do it again. And this time, you give her. You really throw it, and it splinters into pieces. And when you go to investigate the contents, you see that there was probably something of value, some kind of precious gem, but it is also in pieces on the ground.
Arg. I'm trying not to get a trap.
It's definitely worth throwing things. I mean, I don't mind. You guys can throw things.
I'm going to take the broken pieces of gem anyway.
Sure, you can go ahead. You can always try. You can try giving it to the quartermaster and see what you can do with that when you return, or whoever you
Kind of
sell
gem
these
does it
things
look
to.
like?
Sure. Okay,
What kind of
so
gem?
sorry.
What kind of gem does it look like?
You can do me a. What would that be? Arcana? You can do me an Arcana roll if you'd like.
Oh yes. That's a 12 plus a.
Okay, that's not bad. it was just some kind of yellow gem that you think if it was in one piece may have been worth somewhere between 10 to 20 gold pieces on its own. In pieces, you think maybe it might be worth a couple silver, maybe, if you can find the right person that wants it.
They want dust or something.
Maybe, yeah. It's definitely worth less as a shattered entity.
So what do we think we should do? We want to keep exploring, or
Yeah, that was a relatively painless room. I think we can carry on, and assuming everyone else is still okay. I'll
Yeah.
take the silence for a no, and I'm gonna Oris is gonna look to, I guess, the east or whatever direction that would be,
Sure.
where the arrow's pointing.
So that's the path you would like to take, is it?
Oh, it's where he's looking.
Well, there's a tunnel down and there's a tunnel to the right or east, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I guess with the torch, I'm kind of the one leading the way, so I'll just make sure Tess is nearby to watch for more traps, and again, cautiously, methodically, deliberately move up in that direction.
Okay, this is the direction you've chosen to go. All right, so we can go through this tunnel. Tunneling through the earth. I just want to make sure. I'm trying not to show too much of the black because it's kind of stupid to see it, but maybe I should just be like, yeah, give me a sec. I'm just gonna like, even though I've been hiding goblins in the darkness so that I don't have to create them, so I can just drag them in. But I think I'm just gonna give you guys like a big chunk of black so you can kind of see what's going on here. Okay. I think that makes sense to me. That would be how far you could see down the tunnel as you go slowly. She kind of, like, I'm guessing you guys are coming with. She gives you the same warning that she's been giving you every time, but yet, I'll just do a quick roll. Uneventfully, nothing. You have not seen any traps in these tunnels yet, but she keeps warning about them. So, maybe you guys are just real lucky in the directions you've chosen to go.
I guess, yeah. We'll just continue on, and we'll chalk it up to our pace,
Sure.
and carefulness.
Yep. So we'll just. I just think it's funny that you guys have managed to find the least entertaining rooms so far, at least in my opinion. 1 second, because you have found.
I'm a habitually cautious player. I am not someone who goes for wild plays generally.
I'm gonna try to spice this one up because on my personal cheat sheet, this would be another of the rooms with nothing, basically a nondescript room yet again, which I'm not a fan of. So I'm gonna try to spice this one up a tiny bit for you guys.
I'm.
Give me 1 sec.
These path choices are a product of my natural god gamer instincts of going the wrong way first.
No,
I'm-
it's all good.
My gaming style is always be the most cautious player ever, and use and only do things that are reckless and foolish in absolute emergencies.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been Oris out of character. That's been Oris as well. Like down to 2 hit points. I should probably
Back up.
disengage. No, I'll just die if I do that anyways, probably because of the rolls. I'm just gonna go for it. Use all my attacks at once.
Okay.
That's worked out better.
If you guys are ready, I've kind of prepared this room now. You do see bedrolls again, as you have in almost every room you've seen when it comes to goblins. And I will hopefully remind you again that these rooms will get more exciting. They're not all just going to be goblin nests. But as you approach here, you see, again, you guys haven't quite caught the attention of the goblins yet. So you guys are maybe 20 feet away. And you see that these 2 goblins, unarmed, are punching each other. They're just like they're kind of circling each other and getting a couple of shots in. Body shot, headshot. The one rattles a little. And you can kind of hear a cheer of more goblins further into the darkness. And there appears to be some kind of either dispute or fight for fun. You're not quite sure what it is, but it is because of the rowdiness of the crew, of what's going on. They haven't come to your attention yet, or apparently noticed that the other goblins have died in the other rooms. So it's up to you guys what you'd like to do at this point.
Does anybody want to try and just off past that and them up here? Does anyone want to just stealth up here and go? We're not here. La la la. Does anyone want to attempt that? Absolute nonsense.
Well, we are here to clear out this den. I'd like to see who wins the fight.
Okay.
It might give us an advantage with 1 fewer to deal with.
Yeah, we wouldn't want them circling around and flanking us once we went past.
That's an option. Okay.
So you guys are gonna kind of wait it out a little and see how this plays out?
Yeah.
Okay, can first person who does it give me a quick perception check, because I'm guessing you guys are watching this unfurl. One of you can...
First person to give you a perception check?
Yeah, whoever. Just someone
Plus
with
3. I got 17.
Oh, nice. Okay, very perceptive. Very perceptive. Okay, so you are watching these goblins, and the one you're trying to decide which one you're rooting for. The one looks a little wily. He's kind of scrawny, and the other one's a little bulkier, but he looks like he's gotten in a couple of scraps before. He's got a scar on his face. One of his ears is actually chewed off a little, which you might think is you're worried that the ear might be worth a little less. No, you're not really worried about that, but you guys are collecting ears, so
I'll just take the whole head if I have to.
So they're circling each other. You can hear the screams and the noises coming from behind. You can kind of discern a little bit further into the room, and you can see that there are some armed goblins, because that was a relatively high perception check. So you see a good, nice right hook. You see a couple of body jabs, and you see them both starting to get a little hurt. You think they've taken a few points of damage apiece. The goblins are cheering in the back. I will just briefly pause. Still the plan? You guys are just going to keep waiting it out?
Yeah.
I can't do anything that's worth doing at the moment, so I'm just gonna stay put.
Yeah, sounds good. So they're throwing some more punches. The Riley one kind of gets up behind the tougher one and starts like kind of choking in a bit. And you see him kind of like he's reaching at the arms, and you think, oh no, man, he's gonna get him. He's got him in like a chokehold. And at the last minute, he kind of throws him against the wall there, and it breaks the hold. And he throws him against the ground. And the Riley one, it kind of rolls in the dirt, and the big one comes up and just slams him. Big right hook right into the jaw. And the Riley one lays limp. Not dead because it is a fist fight, but unconscious. I'm going to take him out, but there is essentially an unconscious goblin laying on the floor. And now the champion of the fist fight is cheering, and we have this guy kind of comes up, and he's happy to see him. This guy looks a little disappointed. You also notice that there's another goblin, and they're both disappointed here. And this one is just kind of watching from a distance, and you kind of see... I think I can give you a little something here. Just a peek that there's a little something more over there. That's what happened. What would you guys like to do now?
I can't. There's nothing I can do at the moment that to use. Ooh.
Tessa's kind of like elbowing Fjorn, and she's holding out the caltrops. Like,
Yeah. So what kind of range is on those?
Well, I guess I'll talk as Tessa. Well, I can throw them just on the floor, and then if we get them to come towards us, they'll run over them.
Sounds like a plan.
We've got lots of taunting amongst the other three of us, so.
Like, it's not a whole lot of range. She's not going to throw them at the goblins. It's not a projectile. She'll just sprinkle them on the ground, and then we can back up. And you guys can just, like, scream and have them. That's the plan.
Kite them. Yeah, that's a good strategy.
She can cover about 20... She can cover, like, basically the entire tunnel entrance with these caltrops. These crudely made thorn caltrops.
I can Dissonant Whispers this guy right here in the very back that I can barely see. Not Dissonant Whispers, Vicious Mockery. I can hit him right here.
Who are we hitting?
Could hit him. Could hit everybody is in range with my Vicious Mockery.
Oh, I see. To like pull the aggro is what you're saying?
I could start it off with I could hit anybody with Vicious Mockery. Ooh, I'm gonna start off. I could start off with this guy, with the guy who won the fight, and talk about how no, he threw that, right?
Oh, I see. You're gonna like toy with him based on. I'm just giving you like
He threw that because
toy with him because of the fight. I see. That's clever. Okay.
I was gonna cheer,
feel
but I like that strategy better.
He threw that. Because threw that. You could feel it in his muscles, in his every single fiber of him was just wanted to lose.
All right, I like that. You know what? I'm gonna give the goblin disadvantage on this. Here. because it's topical.
Just Mockery.
Why is there like? Am I crazy? Is there like a tiny bit of black? Like, yeah, there was.
Yeah, there was a. I just
that
barely
was annoying
noticed.
me. I was like, why is there this little black speck in the middle of the thing there? Okay, cool. So yeah, I will roll to see. Which goblin? You're hitting the one that just won, right?
Go through.
And oh baby, I feel like I should be showing you these dice rolls. Yeah, he manages to shake it off, even with disadvantage. That rolls just horribly for perception. I don't know what to make of this, guys. I don't know. These goblins. I can't.
Hoping for a natural one where he would just. Hoping for a failed where he would just
make it up. I can't make it up.
Hoping he would fail miserably, like a just natural one. His save and.
So he doesn't take any damage, but if your goal is to just draw them closer, I can say that succeeded. If that's all you want.
I was just trying to get him agitated and make him angry or irritated or.
Oh, you just want him mad. You just want him mad in general, and maybe starting a fight with some of the other guys. Is that kind of the idea?
And like full thing was, his fight didn't mean anything, so he needs to start it with someone else.
Okay, well, since what you have done just kind of passed some time, it didn't actually accomplish anything immediately. We do notice that this goblin here and this goblin here have decided to come over, and they're like kind of annoyed. They're kind of like they're kind of arguing about something at this point. And then you also notice as that's happening, these two guys kind of crawl out of the darkness here. And this guy's still watching. But there isn't an altercation just yet, but they don't look happy about what's going on. There's some yelling back and forth. There's some noise.
I try it again.
Yeah,
I think we should just.
sure. Or you guys could just collectively make a lot of if the idea is to draw them near, it's not difficult to do. But if you're trying to do something sneaky, then
My idea is to try and get them to fight each other. Like, that battle, that fight was.
yeah, I don't know if Vicious Mockery quite does that. I mean, I'm kind of rule of cooling it on that last one.
I'm gonna try, this one right here. Okay. And I'm going to cast. I must use message.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Boy, this is gonna be tricky. I'm going to tell him. You know you're not going to get your money out of this. So I'm assuming that this is like a fight club or some sort of gambling thing. No, you're not going to get your money out of this. This guy's a cheat. There's this cheat thing
Okay.
going on.
Okay.
Okay.
So I just want to confirm this is in common.
I don't think I know Goblin. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! I have Elvish in common.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it in
The
Elvish.
goblins are yelling in Goblin, so he's gonna find this a little odd that common is coming out of nowhere.
No, in Elvish.
In Elvish? Okay. He probably won't even understand what you're saying, but it might be more threatening that way. Could you roll me an intimidation check?
Okay. My intimidation is really good.
It should be good. You're you know.
We're crying out loud.
Okay, an 8. So he does hear it, and so like he's stirred, right? He starts like looking up and trying to like catch where he's getting it from, and he's noticing now at this point that there is lights flickering over down the tunnel, and he starts yelling out to the other goblins now that are all like, well, well, these guys at first, right? So he turns, right? He's like, what's going on or whatever, and then these guys are like these two guys are like not gonna fall for it. They're just like think that he's messing with them, but then he looks too, and they can see that something's going on over there, and suddenly you've gained the attention of all the goblins, and we're gonna roll initiative.
Right. That got all the bad rolls out of the way, right?
Well, we'll see if any of that comes into play during the combat. We got the caltrops up.
There's the roll I wanted. That'll do.
Okay, so Zazamus, Oris, the goblins. Nope, sorry. Tessa, the goblins, and then I think that was almost the order from last time, except for Oris and Zazamus are swapped. So, Zazamus, you are up first. How would you like to handle this rabble of rabbly goblins?
I'm going to start off with it's just mockery
Sure.
on him. He is unarmed, and I don't really on this guy with a crossbow. I don't really want to deal with. I'm going to deal with vicious mockery on this guy with a crossbow.
Mhm.
Then I'm going to give a bardic inspiration to I to
I'm gonna roll the the wisdom. Just so natural 16 on that. So
Ugh.
I don't know, because they're not wise, right? They're not wise creatures. I'm pretty sure they have. Well, I'm not supposed to be telling you guys modifiers, but the
Fjorn
modifier
is-
on wisdom is not good.
Fjorn is going to get the bardic inspiration.
Okay, Fjorn is inspired again. Sounds good. All right, so are you moving at all, or is that your turn? I guess you guys don't want to move because there's caltrops laying on the ground.
I'm going to stay back. Where I am.
Oris, you're up.
Am I allowed to know the caltrops like effect? Should like do I have to ask you that or
Are you planning
Tessa
to,
that?
Are you planning to walk on them?
No, but I don't know if they like explode if they get stepped on, if I'm close to them, if I'm gonna
okay,
take
okay,
damage or
okay.
something.
You're just trying to understand the basic nature of the caltrops. Okay,
Yeah.
give me a general. Let's make this wisdom check. So you just roll with plus wisdom. Yeah, super know exactly what's going on. So they're just thorny caltrop sharpie things. The idea is that when they step on them, it will stab through their unprotected feet. And it
So
will,
Lego, basically.
it'll either slow them down or deal some damage depending on the situation.
Okay.
So,
Then I will. Where are they set? I'll just move up to them and
Sure.
ready an attack action.
so I'm gonna put. I think someone put like a rectangle.
Yeah, I did, and then I took it away.
I like
but-
that. I like that. Right, like a line right on that in between. You can basically go here-ish,
Okay.
and you're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
And then if
I'm
you-
gonna just sort of. Yeah. Whoops. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not really supposed to be telling you guys what to do, but you can take advantage of what I taught you guys from that previous fight, what Tessa did, if you want.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'm going to. I guess I'll stand there and I'll just ready just a regular attack.
Okay. So the first goblin to come into contact with you, no conditions. You just gonna swing at that goblin.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Tessa is next. And I think she's just going to follow suit and do a very similar thing. I don't know why I'm turning her. We don't turn the tokens. I'm just used to doing it for the goblins. Yeah, she's going to do a very similar thing. She's going to get up close and she's going to ready her attack action. Which I now, thinking back, wonder if I rolled her offhand, which I wasn't supposed to do. But, whatever. It happened. NPCs can do whatever I want. That's how DMing works. Okay, so we got all through that, but now I believe we're doing goblins and then Fjorn, and then back at the top of the order. So this guy is hurting still. We noticed that. He's also not that eager to get into the combat, so he just kind of like chills. This guy down here doesn't even move. He just kind of turns to see you guys, and he seems to kind of like be paying attention to what's going on, but not quite getting into combat. The more you look at him, the more you wonder if he maybe isn't the same as the rest of the goblins. We'll get into that a little more maybe later. These guys in the back are going to move up with their bows. These guys are going to run in. Oops. And yeah, so we're gonna have all three of them basically run over the caltrops here, which was part of the plan, and then you guys will be given your opportunity or your strikes. Let me just roll for each of them. They all roll horrendously. Wow. Okay. So they all look like a scene out of Home Alone as they come running over to you guys, full tilt, and then like one of them steps on one and starts kind of hopping on a foot. The other one does the thing where he got the nail through the foot in Home Alone, and he like picks his foot up and he's like, ah! And the other one also takes some damage from. They're all just like taking damage and getting hurt, and so now each of them are kind of jabbering around in their injuries. And Oris, you may swing first. And because of what's going on, never mind. I was gonna give you advantage, but you did not need it. So you may roll that D8.
I'm guessing I still have the torch, so it's got to be one-handed.
Yeah, you're right. So it'll only be a D6. That's good enough. You caught the one that was on. You actually don't even though you rolled the damage here, I'm gonna say you got clever with it, and it was the one where he was like holding his foot, and you just swept the other foot, and when he hit the ground, the back of his head went into another caltrop, and like it wasn't even necessarily, it was like clever, and you kind of beat him with the environment, and so he's down for the count. Tessa will do her business, and she actually rolls poorly and doesn't actually manage to get him. But after they're done their dances, they do get to swing back. So we're going to have... Man, I am scared for
Probably
you
more
guys.
20s.
I'm sure.
Well, they haven't gotten critical hit on you guys. So, yeah, we've got a melee on each of you and a crossbow on each of you. So, well, it looks like a crossbow. They're actually fighting with short bows, but... whatever. It doesn't matter. They do about the same thing. So I'll have the 2 on Oris first. Does a 12 hit you?
No, I have 15 AC.
Okay. So the other one was a 19, though. So you do get hit by 1. We'll say it's the arrow. Because the caltrop guy makes sense that he missed you. And that is a total of 5 points of damage from that arrow. It sticks you. And then the other one is going to hit Tessa. Again, a horrible miss and a hit. But she takes minimum damage. So she gets hit as well, but the you can tell that she doesn't... The arrow, like, grazed her, whereas you kind of, like, it got you, and you had to, like, pull it out. And you were ready to keep fighting, though, after that. You're definitely hurt. And we are up to Fjorn, the big, beefy boy.
So I'm going to move up and attack the one in front of me. But I guess I'll use inspiration.
Well, you don't have to until you've seen the attack roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never
you
mind.
don't need to use it. All right, 2d12s and a...
You stealing those goblins dice there?
Yeah, geez. You do a splattering amount of damage. That goblin is fricked up.
That was only one of the D12.
Yeah,
so.
he didn't even roll the double, but it was more than enough. Like, it instantly splattered him. He didn't go down and start bleeding out. In this one, I imagine he didn't even like bother with the axe. He just kind of walked up to it, grabbed its skull with both hands, and just squeezed. And that goblin was down. He just like did it with like sheer brute barbarian force. Awesome. So that will be the end of that round, and we are back at the top with Zosimus.
I'm going to cast just mockery again on Archer.
Sure. I will
This-
roll.
I am not getting into melee. I have garbage armor. My HP suck.
All right. It finally rolled poorly and got connected here. So go ahead and roll the psychic damage.
Ooh, goody! Finally, 4, and he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Oh yes, that's very important. We got to remember that one.
That's why I'm attacking the archers, because I fear archers more than melee.
So
And
he
archers
winces,
work-
in pain, and he kind of, you can see like his eye starts like bleeding a little bit from what you did to him. And this guy here notices what happened, and he does not look happy about it. Anything further?
I'm going to. That's all I'm going to do because I'm going to hold off on my last spell slot until a more useful thing happens.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Oris.
Can I clear the caltrops without taking, like, do I have to do acrobatics or some sort of check probably?
Yeah. Well, you're.
Does it affect my
As
movement?
part of movement, you can do a jump. I forget all the total rules on a jump. I'm gonna say your movement is halved and you can clear it without taking any damage. You can just treat it like difficult terrain. So you can move. You got to do it for 10 meters. Let's say your movement is 30 right now. You lose 10 feet to avoid the caltrops. We'll just say that.
Okay. So I can't make it to Archer that's been stunned. Plus, I'd have to clear this guy. So to go around would be more than the 30 that I have.
Unless you want to take damage from the from the caltrops, you could just ignore them.
Not particularly. Yeah, okay. I will go for unarmed guy here. I'm assuming I can make it to this guy where my arrow is.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I will go, I guess, to the spot above him.
You do kind of have to like do a weird like loop around to avoid getting into combat with that other guy.
Yeah, exactly.
you
But I can still do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And I guess I will do a... I'm still one-handed. Can I drop the torch at this point and switch to two-hand, or is that...
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that, and then I'll switch to two-hand and do a regular attack.
Sounds good to me. All right, you hit him. He has no armor, so it's going to be real easy to hit this guy. Yeah, man, this guy, he felt like such a boss a minute ago. He was on top of the world. He crushed that other guy. He won his dispute. And now his head is spilt all over the floor, as that definitely finished him. 5 points of... Because he was hurt already. He was already hurt from the fist fight. So you finished him off with that bow staff swing.
I'm assuming I have no movement left at this point?
Don't really got a whole lot of movement left, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll use a key to take the
Patient defense?
patient defense. Yes, that's the one. Thank you.
Okay. Or you could have done Step of the Wind and ran away.
Nah.
Okay. So you ready yourself in your kung fu master. You're ready. You're like, you see those guys with the arrows, and you're like, I remember last time. This time is not going to be the same.
I'm probably dead, but whatever. They roll 20s, so...
You know, if you go to 0, you don't like instantly lose your character. You just start bleeding out. There's always, as long as the whole party doesn't fall at the same time, you're usually okay. Tessa's up. She's gonna do some swings. Yeah, there's no reason to roll that. Whoop. Yeah, she Ginsu's that guy. Both hit, both just tons of damage. She rolled like a goblin today and just freaking chopped that guy up. Julianne, that little green boy, and he is on the ground. It is now the goblin's turn though, and this is probably scary. So, as you guys kind of look at this goblin, you notice that his armor is a little bit better than what you've been witnessing so far. Maybe he has a little more prestige, a little more rank possibly within the goblin ranks, but he does not look happy with you guys in the slightest.
Which one is this?
The only one left that doesn't have a bow. He's also kind of barking orders at the two with bows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's gonna move here actually.
Ooh.
And so he's gonna go over the caltrops as well. Oh, he rolled pretty well on that. Okay, so he steps over them, and you can see it go into his foot, but he like doesn't even wince. You can tell that he got hurt by it, but it didn't phase him at all. He was just down and dirty and ready to get into some fighting. We're gonna have one guy shoot at Oris, and one guy shoot at Fjorn. I'll do it in the way so that they both have disadvantage, because I know. So we'll say the one that got Vicious Mockery is shooting at Fjorn, so he has disadvantage from that, and the other one is shooting at Oris and has disadvantage because of your patient defense. If they were smart and stacked it the other way, they could have had a full strength shot. And then the other one, and then obviously the goblin that's attacking Tessa as well on melee. So we'll do the first arrow against Oris with disadvantage. Ooh, 14. Does 14 hit you?
No.
Ooh, okay, finally. The other roll was a natural 19, so it's a very good thing that you were doing your patient defenses. As an arrow zips by, you kind of like, your body almost like hints a shimmer for a second as you sidestep, and the arrow goes flying past into the wall. And the other one shoots at Fjorn with disadvantage because he's still bleeding out his eye. And yeah, that's a big miss. He only rolled a 10 there. So, yeah, these goblins don't look like they've done that much. But then, the goblin that comes swinging at Tessa... comes in... He actually gets two big-ass swings for some reason. He swings once and he misses Tessa, but he comes with the other one and he clocks her kind of in the shoulder blade and comes down across her chest a bit. And you can tell that she's taken some pretty serious damage. She's not down, but she's hurting. And we are at Fjorn's turn, I believe.
Okay, so if I jump the trap there.
I'm just doing -10 to your movement.
And is there a way to flank him, the one that's on Tessa?
Sure, yeah, that's fine. You can go all the way down to basically being below and beside him. That's fine.
Okay.
13. Right, with advantage. So you got this 13, but the 13 does not connect with this guy.
What about the inspiration dice?
Oh
Yeah, forgot
that's
about
right.
that.
You have inspiration, yeah.
Oh well.
It should be a D6.
Yeah, it's a D6 added to your 13.
What a hit.
A roll. Okay, you hit him. You hit him. A 19 hits, okay? You guys figured it out. You beat the DM.
Saved you.
All right, go for it. Roll damage.
I don't know if that's metagaming or what.
No.
Sorry if it is.
No, that's fine. In all honesty, inspiration is one of the most forgotten benefits. And it can be actually really frustrating for bards. To the point where in real life, people will print out like a token and like put it on the person or like give it to the person. Be like, remember to use this. I'm not just wasting my time here. I'm inspiring you.
Yes.
So if you guys remember, I'm just glad you remembered because I forgot. 13 points of damage on a regular goblin would have splattered him against the wall. But this one, you get him. The axe comes like right into his chest. And as you pull it out, he just stares you down. He's hurting and he's bleeding down. But he's not going down. He's ready to fight.
Ooh, I can
Beast.
deal with this.
Even after he stepped on those caltrops.
Yeah. He's hurting. He's hurting. Don't get me wrong. He is bleeding, but he's not letting it show. I believe we're at the top, which would be Zazimos.
I'm going to charge in here. I've got flanking on also.
Yep, sounds good.
I'm going to use my rapier.
Attacking the goblin version of Fjorn.
And I get to attack with advantage.
Sounds good.
Hold on. I tell it to. Uh. Uh. Just a moment.
No problem. Just an update for anyone watching the stream. The storm is over where I live, and everyone is alive. So
Okay, the 17 will hit. With a +4 is 21 to hit, and it'll hit.
sorry, what's going on?
Uh, the I hit because there's a D. Because I attacked with advantage, and I got a 21. And then I got a 4 damage.
Okay. I'm not sure why that's not showing up for me, but I will take your word on it.
And then I am going to.
You do get him then. You nick him real good. You get him in the knee, and he kind of buckles for a sec, but he's still standing.
All right. Who's next in initiative after me?
Oris,
Who is
the monk out in the
Right.
middle. Yep.
I'm going to give him a bardic inspiration. The last of the day.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Uh,
Can that be
Will
used?
be my turn.
Can that be used? No, probably not for like enemy rolls.
No, I believe that there is like a subclass of bard where your bardic inspiration can be used for something like that, where like when you get hit you can use it, but as far as I know, this version of the inspiration is just for your attack rolls, skills, or
That's fine.
saves. There's also like a type of bardic inspiration where the bard can like use it to do like flurrying like attacks and add extra damage and effects to their attack and stuff. I don't know. There's lots of cool modifiers for inspiration, but this one, as far as I can tell.
A bardic inspiration is a very strange effect.
And because you are a horn swallower, I'm guessing that when you do inspire them, that you blow you bring out your horn and you play like a little tune for them, like or something like that, and that's what inspires them.
Yeah. Which is not great for stealth.
Well, bards, you know, gotta play their music. It's gotta be beautiful. Toss a coin to your witcher, and it is Oris's turn.
At least it's not my bagpipes. Right?
Gets right in there.
I can move there, I assume.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the northern.
Yeah.
the
So he's already
higher
a
one.
little in. He's still bleeding from his one eye from the vicious mockery. So go ahead.
And just regular attack roll.
Sounds good. Yeah, that hits. Yeah, that gets him. Definitely. These goblins are not too strong, as you've learned through your vast fighting of the goblins. You get a good, nice hit on them, and then they crumple. Would you like to follow that up?
Yeah, bonus action. I'm gonna use my second key point and do a flurry of blows on the remaining archer here.
Go for it.
So it's 2 unarmed strikes. I guess I'll just roll an attack roll for each of them, or
Yes.
we'll just do one at a time.
That's fine. You can roll them both. Yeah, those both hit. You can roll damage for both.
Unnecessary second roll.
Nice.
Yeah, you got him. You definitely got him. It was a pummeling. You felt it. You felt your fists. Well, I guess you have the torch in one hand. So I'm gonna say.
No, I dropped it the
oh,
previous
you did
round.
drop it. All right. So you give him like a right hook. You know what you do actually is you stylize it a little bit, and you remember the fight from before, and you give him the right hook, similar to when the larger goblin had knocked the other one down, and he kind of goes down on the ground again, and then you bring it back up, and your second hit strikes just like the one that knocked the other guy out, except this time it did not knock him out. You blew his jaw right off, and he's just toast.
Theatrics, I love it.
And I believe we go to Tessa and then the goblin. Tessa. Tessa. Ooh, not rolling too well today. She does a little bit of damage. She does get one offhand swing in and clips that guy. And he was real pissed at Fjorn a second ago, but he gets hit by her and sees her as like lesser because he'd already wounded her earlier. And he turns to her and he swings on her. Still, like, he's bleeding from like all kinds of places right now. Oh man, and he hits, and he comes in and he gets Tessa in the stomach, and when he pulls out, she crumples to the ground, 0 HP. And he has a second attack, and he's gonna send that one right at Fjorn. But he rolls a 13. I don't think that hits you, does it?
Nope, I'm 14.
No. Okay, well, he is holding on to dear life, and it is your turn, Fjorn.
All right, so I am going to use reckless attack.
Sounds good.
Leave to reckless. I already have advantage.
That's okay. Just go for it.
I don't. Do I have it? Oh, doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe you get a crit. Roll the second one. That's good enough. All right, you hit him. 12 damage, or 12 d12. Yeah, man. You got him. You got him. How would you like to finish him off?
I want to cut his head off.
Easily
Yeah.
done. Easily done. You get just a big old chop swing. Boom. You kind of like hook him. You kind of like, you swing like past his head and you hit him with like the wood, and you come back and you pull back, and the back blade of it kind of hooks on his neck, and as you pull back, it pulls and through his neck, and his body crumples forward, and his head kind of does a couple flips in the air as it comes back down and lands. And you guys finish off the final goblin of the room. You guys are out of combat.
Whew!
So I guess it's up to searching everything here.
Well, is that what you want to do?
It's well,
Tessa is complaining. Or no, she's not complaining. She's unconscious. She's bleeding.
yeah, I was thinking trying to get her back to camp.
Yeah, I think we should maybe retreat here for the night or the day, and
I'm gonna
return
use
here
my
later.
last spell and give her a healing word.
Oh,
The last
okay. Sounds good.
Ooh.
Awesome. Yep.
Is
You mumble a few incantations, and you just kind of point at her and say your words, and the air almost like glows as it comes over her body, and you can see her wounds slowly closing up a bit, and she manages to get herself back up to her feet. But as she does, you notice her cloak kind of falls back, and you get a good look at her face for the first time. And I'm actually going to cut it there on you guys. I'm going to actually cliffhanger it right there.
Yes.
You guys are... I'll give you a little bit of stuff if you want. I mean, the room will have... You guys can have the room. But it's a boring room. I'm telling you right now, there are more exciting rooms in this dungeon. I tried to spice this one up for you guys. You guys can all have another 2 ears apiece. Tessa won't take any because she feels she was hurting there. And let's say you notice when you're searching the bodies that there is an odd ring on the goblin, the one that you beat, the like general guy. And you don't know what's the deal with that ring, and we can deal with that on the next session. But you guys have looted that ring. There's no wooden box to break in this one. It's just bedrolls and corpses at this point. So that's the cliffhanger for this week. And we will deal with Tessa's identity coming in next week. And yes, I imagine at this point you guys will want to go back to camp and do a proper rest. So we'll deal with that.
All I
in a week
have
from now.
are cantrips now.
I'm sorry?
All I have are cantrips now.
More cantrips?
I have no spell slots.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I think everybody
We're
needs to
definitely-
go. The only person here who has still got all their resources is Fjorn. He's just a beast. He doesn't even need to rage because he's had no reason to yet. He just swinging out. We got to put you in the front row. Can you take the damage for these guys? They're so soft and they're getting squished.
Well, I can't pick who they attack, so
That's true.
That was a short. There was only like a 2-round battle essentially. Basically, all the threats were basically toast by like the end of the first round there. So or second round, I guess. So the
Yeah.
third was just that cleanup. So
It was a pretty quick one. I thought I would try to make it a little more interesting with the...
that could have been dicier if I'd say been hit during my patient defense. I might have gone down too. So
Okay, so yeah, I guess I'm just gonna call it right. Well, I guess I've already called it, but I mean, if you guys want to talk about this at all, do you want to discuss how this session went?
we can do that in Discord
Okay,
and chat. Take some time to think about it. It was good fun though. Again,
Yeah.
good to meet Zosimus.
Yes.
What should we call you outside of this?
Fallstar.
It was Fallstar, right? Yeah, in on Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch and Discord. I think Fallstar is a good name. You got Shulking, who's playing Oris the monk. We've got we're just gonna call you M. Burke playing Fjorn the barbarian, and we've got Fallstar playing Zosimus the bard.
I had a half a mind to go cleric, but get very
Okay. Well, I'm just going to wrap up real quick with stream. I hope anybody watching had a great time. I stream throughout the week. If you want to just chat with me, I play just regular games, just video games. It's kind of hard for me to talk with chat during the D&D stream. And I'll be posting this video in a few days on YouTube. You have to wait because of Twitch affiliate status. They don't let you do it immediately. And we'll be back next Sunday for more of this. I hope that I saw people coming in and coming out. I hope that some people enjoyed what they were watching, and I look forward to entertaining you guys for the weeks to come. I'm also actually looking for one more body to possibly join the party, and we'll see. Anybody interested in chat randomly that's interested, you can join our Discord link, and we'll see what we can do from there. Everybody else, I hope you have a good night. Stay safe. No tornadoes get ya. Thanks for watching.